Okay, welcome to Rick's Corner. Today I have a friend of mine who does massage. Her name is TICIA, and I think this is very important to bodybuilding and wrestling and fitness in general because we have so many injuries. And as many of you know, I have a ton of injuries, including missing fingers and teeth and torn quads and torn triceps, and that you need blood flow. You got to get blood flow, right?
Absolutely.
And blood flow helps heal.
Absolutely.
So let's talk about what you do as far as massage, how you get this thing to work so people can regenerate their tissue and be able to move and do things they want to do. What's the first step?
Right. Well, I work obviously in conjunction with their doctor and whatever medical care that they're under, because I don't want to go against anything that they're doing from their physician. But with an okay from the doctor, and sometimes with even a prescription from the doctor will tell me exactly how they want me to manipulate the tissue and how much or little pressure and all that. So I try to really, follow closely with whatever guidelines they have from their surgeon and their doctor.
All right, what do you think about, well, there's different types of massage, and I've gone in for deep tissue where they just completely beat you up.
Yeah, for sure. That's not recommended after surgery. I mean, I have clients that have had like hips replaced, knees replaced, PCL, all kinds of different, from ligament, tendon, bone injuries, and it all depends on the client, on the the injury.
I ripped everything, like a phone book that you rip in half. But I ripped this tricep in the body of the tricep. I didn't rip it off. This one I completely ripped off. And I went to a guy that does chiropractor, does deep tissue, and he pushed so hard that he ruptured the tricep. It turned black. I mean, he was too rough on it.
Okay.
Of course, he doesn't admit that, but
I don't think you have to worry about that with me.
No. The reason I said that.
I don't think I could rip anything off of you. I don't think that's a problem.
Just don't rip my wallet off of me.
We could try. If you want to wrestle, I'm game. I may not get far, but I'm willing to try.
I'm done wrestling. But I mean, he really did the deep tissue. Now I hyperextended this knee many years ago in the ring, and it was bent like this, and I couldn't straighten it, and I couldn't bend it. And of course, you go to the hospital and they say, well, they didn't diagnose it properly. So I went to a deep tissue guy named Gary Glum. He was out in Century City. He says, let me work on it. He took me in a room with two guys, big men with their elbows down the quad, down the hamstring, and I was screaming. I almost jumped out the window onto the airport. I walked out of there, and I never had to go back. Straightened my leg out entirely. So the deep tissue worked.
It does, and there's another kind of trick for low back that a lot of people don't know about the psoas. Have you had your psoas worked on?
No, I sold my psoas on eBay.
No, you didn't.
Psoas,
no,
you know.
Didn't.
Psoas is psoas, you know.
No, you didn't.
Yeah,
okay, so psoas works really good for lower lumbar. It's like kind of like right next to your hip bones.
Yeah.
And what chiropractor that I worked for was big on psoas work. Getting in there and like stripping adhesions and scar tissue and just like really tight in the psoas is great for lower lumbar, and it is really painful, like excruciating when you're getting it done. But honestly, like the next day, you're like, what pain? What?
No, I agree with you.
It's amazing, and therapists are afraid to do it because the client hates it, but it's great.
Got to be tough.
You have to take sometimes a little pain if you want lower your pain medication and actually have more range of motion. It's important.
Well, I tore both quads off in 2001 wrestling. I snapped this one, and I duct taped it, and I walked around the house here for about 4 days, figuring it's going to grow back together. And I didn't know it was complete tear. I thought it was just a partial tear, but I couldn't literally move my leg out at all. And then I fell out that door 5 days later on Thanksgiving and tore my left one off, and it sounded like a tree breaking. So I called my son, they lifted me up, and I couldn't stand up because when you stand on quads, when you flex them, they keep you upright, but if you can't flex them, you just fall over. So I had those reattached, and I never took any pain medication, even after the surgery. I had the ice, and that seemed to help, but I had the L5 go out many times, where you're S-shaped, and I go and I get it put in like the same day, I'm fine. If I wait a day, then it starts to get that spasm. So I had to get the deep tissue on that to open it up so it would go back in. Otherwise it locks and won't go back in.
You know what I love for all like IT band, hips, hip flexors, glutes, piriformis, all this area is Thai massage. The Thai stretching, have you had much?
No, I just had Thai food 2 nights ago.
Thai food is great, but Thai stretching's amazing. Like
what is it?
Just the Thai massage is a lot of stretching, so a lot of circulatory benefits, pain reduction, range of motion is increased dramatically. It's very slow, you know, stretch, and it's a deep stretch, so it's
You can do it yourself, or somebody does it to you?
Yeah, you need someone to do. Like, there's hamstring, like the groin too, or like people that ride bicycles and run a lot.
Yeah.
I don't want to demonstrate
on
camera, it'd be embarrassing, but it's just like, really, you just kind of, you open them up.
I pulled a groin muscle wrestling, and I mean, I had to drag my leg around.
Got to go slow, and you know, first get the blood flow in the tissue, you know, bring all the oxygen, and just it's so slow, like incrementally, and like each week as the client's coming back, you can get a little more range of motion, a little more range of motion. So Thai massage is amazing.
Well, a lot of you guys that train out there, bodybuilders and weightlifters, I know for me, I have shoulder damage, and sometimes in the morning, just moving around and stretching. I don't stretch enough. Yeah. But I think stretching's, I think it's probably the number one thing to do. Yeah. For training.
Yeah, and just getting oxygen to the joints. And obviously supplements are great, and diet is important. Yeah. But massage, oh my God. Yeah.
Well, you need that blood flow, and you do get adhesions, because working out, actually you're building scar tissue in the muscle. By training the muscle, you're breaking it down, you're building scar tissue, and you got to feed it, and you have to get the blood flow, and you got to get your nutrients in there and all that. And if you don't get massage to get that blood in there, it's not going to feed it.
Yeah, and you want to flush toxins. Yeah. I mean, we all, even if you don't drink, don't smoke, no caffeine, whatever, stress is a toxin.
Yes, it is.
You know, pollution, our environment here in LA is not exactly the most conducive to
made my hair fall out. You know, it settles at night on my head and it kills all the follicle. And it's not much fun.
I have a feeling that has to do more with testosterone. That's what I've heard.
I'm very high in estrogen. I just redecorated the house.
I noticed you have a lot of pink.
I do have a lot of pink and flowers.
It's really cool.
You know, let me tell you something. I just went down to Anna's Linens because I saw a commercial on TV and bought the whole bed set for $29.95. The comforter, the shampoo.
Awesome.
Oh my God, I've got such a gorgeous bed now that I just don't want to leave it. That was my feminine day when my estrogen was really beaming. So there's definitely a balance there.
They could bottle that. You know, they're
You have to excuse me, I have a cold. I caught it from my turtles.
Very cute turtle, by the way.
Yeah, they're cute. Frickin' frack. Let me ask you a question. Now, I had surgery on my legs, like I said, my quads. I have scars that go all the way down. I can't squat anymore. I need a knee replacement. I needed the knee replacement in 2001. I've been putting it off a little bit. Yeah, because I don't have time right now to recover. It takes a long time. Yeah. It takes me about 3 days. And I don't have 3 days.
I remember when you had your knee surgery, and I
saw
you wobbling around the gym.
I was in the gym in a wheelchair and a walker.
Still working out, like looking at this guy as a monster.
Every day. They told me no driving for 3 months. I said, okay. I got in my car 2 weeks later, and I have a big Lincoln, and I put my foot on the gas and released my.
Have a big Lincoln.
I released my leg braces, and I said I can hit the gas and the brake, and I took off and went. And someone said to me, "What are you doing here? Why aren't you home?" I said, "Doing what? Just sitting there and feeling sorry for myself?" Yeah. No, you got to train. You got to get that blood flow. Right?
Yeah, it's true. I had surgery like 3 weeks ago.
You can't even tell.
Yeah.
That looks pretty good.
Brain replacement. No, in my ear. I had a skin cancer removed in my ear. Yeah. And they told me like, oh, take it easy, you know, like it's going to be bleeding, it's going to be hurting, whatever. The first day it really was bad. I didn't want to take any pain meds either, but I was doing massage in like 2 days. I had 2 clients that day and I was fine.
Skin cancer is nothing.
It's all like perception. Yeah. You know, and priority, and I don't want to be laying down just obsessing about my ear that's hurting.
No, no, you can't.
I want it to be functioning again. So you tell yourself like, okay, this is what I'm doing. I'm going back to work, and it's going to be fine.
When you're focused and you take care of yourself and you train, you eat right, you know you can do almost anything.
Yeah, and I took a lot of supplements and stuff. Yeah. Pharmaca, it's an integrative.
I know what it is.
Yeah, pharmacy. They helped me so much. I was on arnica, and I was taking different roots and herbs and stuff to recover after. And zinc is really good to help after surgery.
Zinc is great.
So, I had so much help.
But the skin cancer, we all have it. I mean, I spent 20, 30 years laying in Santa Monica Beach. Oh, yeah. And look at my arms. I have skin cancer. I've had it all removed. I've had stitches in my knees and my shoulders.
That's no fun.
Well, it wasn't a big deal. I have a good doctor. He stitched me up. I went to the gym the next day. In 7 days, he's come back in for your stitches out. And I said, I can reach them. Do I need to come back? He says, no. And he gave me a scalpel and took them out. Mm-hmm. I didn't want to go back just to get stitches out and wait 2 hours. I just cut them out myself. No, I did, seriously.
No, I believe it.
And it worked okay. But getting back to the massage, blood flow. Right. If you're having a surgery or you're having injuries, the blood flow has to heal. Yeah. And if you have blockage and you have adhesions and scar tissue, it's not going to get there. Right. So I was
depending on your tolerance of pain, you know, everyone's different. But if people can take the pain, I'll get in there. Yeah. I got pointy little elbows. I'll throw a hurt. And
I cut these fingers off, and I was in the hospital having these two reattached, and this one they left off because I needed character. And